We're going to have such a juicy girl chat today. You ready? Because I'm ready. Let's get it. Hello, everybody. Welcome and welcome back to my channel. My name is Danae Anaya, and I discuss all things self-help and lifestyle to help you become better, love yourself more, want to do better, and just realize how amazing you truly are. So if you love stuff like that, then I would love to have you. So you guys, I got ghosted a few months ago for a first date. Yes, we're going to get right into it. We're going to get right into it because I think people think that us females have it so easy with dating, and we be going through it. We be going through it. Do y'all know how frustrating it could be to have people come to you and pursue you and then they play with you? I think it's one thing for a guy to go to a female, right? Because it's like when you're a guy, you know you're taking that risk. You are intentionally hitting a female up, putting yourself into a situation where you know it can be a risk, right? But us females be minding our own business, and then we get hit up, and then the guy want to waste our time. Do y'all know how? Okay, so let me tell you. So a few months ago, some guy slid in my DMs on Facebook, I believe. And we started talking or whatever. I actually already had my eyes on him because he was, pretty attractive. And I'm like, okay, cool. We can see where this goes. So we hit it off immediately. We was talking, texting on the phone, FaceTiming, because I definitely was like, let's FaceTime because, yeah, like if we meeting online, I got to figure out if you're real or not. So then I think a date came up because I don't like to, me personally, I don't wait more than a week and a half, 2 weeks tops to go on a date. It's not that much texting and talking in the world. You have to see how a vibe is in person. You just have to. Even with our phone conversations before we even, picked a day to meet up, it was things he was telling me that I was like, red flag, red flag, red flag. But it was things that he was telling me that happened like 10 years ago, a lot of years ago. So I didn't want to like judge him off of things that happened like a decade ago, because I was a different person a decade ago. You was a different person a decade ago. So I feel like to judge someone based off things from their past, I don't really like to do that. Because of course, unless you are just a psycho, then you got to stay away from me, or you just did something that's really like unforgivable, stay away from me. But for the most part, I really give people grace, because I want people to give me grace. It was a few things he was telling me that had me like, should I really keep talking to him? Like, like, should I really keep doing this? Because it's just not sounding right. But the vibes were there. Again, we was really hitting it off. So I'm like, you know what, Danae, just go on one date with him. And if you don't like it, then it's okay. Life goes on. The day that we were supposed to meet up, it was a work from home day. Like I work from home on, I think it was a Monday, which was good because I'm like, okay, cool. It gives me the time to work, get dressed and whatever. And not only that, but I have meetings throughout the day. So I was already kind of like pre-ready for the date because of course I have to look presentable on these meetings. So I was already like pre-ready for the most part. I just had to like, add some makeup, touch myself up, put on an actual outfit and whatever. So now, mind you, the night before, which was a Sunday, he was mentioning how he was a little under the weather, like he felt a little sick. So I said, okay, if anything, we can reschedule. I don't want you coming out if you're not all the way. It's okay. It's no big deal. He was like, no, I don't care what goes on. I don't care what I have to do. I'm going to see you. Ain't nothing going to stop me from seeing you. Just just like really like I'm making my business to see you. I don't care what's going on. I'm like, okay. He's like, I'm not a little boy who's, whatever. I'm like, okay, cool. So now Monday comes, right? The meetup day. And yeah, so he was like, okay, he hit me up in the morning, like, good morning. I'm like, hey. He's like, what time works for you? I'm like, anytime, like after work, like 5 o'clock. That's when I get off. So, because my job is very demanding. So I'm like, anytime after 5 is totally okay. So he's like, well, it can be rush hour. I'm like, all right, so can you leave a little earlier? Because I did not want to be out all night since I knew I had to go into the office on Tuesday. So I didn't want to be out too late. So I'm like, can you get here, like leave a little earlier so you could get here at 5? So he said, okay, cool, makes sense. So anywho, he now hits me up and he's like, okay, I'm on my way. I'm like, okay, cool. So I gave him an address that wasn't exactly mine, but it was close by. So I'm like, okay, come to this address. He said, okay, I'm on my way. The meetup time was 5 o'clock, right? He gets there at 4 o'clock, 4:30, somewhere between 4 o'clock, 4:30. And when he said he was here, he even sent a picture of like my actual area. Like, so I'm like, oh, okay, like he's really here. Okay, cool. But I wrote him back like, well, you're still here before the time and I'm still getting ready. So I will let you know when, I'll come out as soon as I'm ready. So he's like, okay, cool. This is where it gets shaky at. I can't make this up, y'all. I swear I can't. So now, he hits me up. He writes me like 5 minutes after that when I said I'll come out when I'm ready. He's like, oh, it's something I had to do with cause he drove trucks, whatever. He was like, it's something I got to do with a truck. It's some kind of garage I left open in Jersey. So I had to drive over there and, handle that. And then I'll come right back. I'm like, oh, where's this part at? Like, where's this at? Is it far? He's like, no, it's like in Secaucus. And Secaucus is not too far from where I'm at. So I'm like, okay, cool. He said, I'll go there and be right back. So I'm like, okay, cool. So now, I'm like, when I'm thinking about the time, I'm like, all right, by the time he goes there and come back, it's like 4:30 right now. If that means that he should be back where I'm at around 5:15, 5:30, which honestly worked pretty good because it's like, even though I was almost ready, it still gave me wiggle room just in case, So I'm like, okay, cool, that actually works. So now it hits like 4:45, 4:50. And he's like, okay, I'm on my way back to you. I just left Secaucus. I said, okay, cool. So now he's on his way, whatever. And I'm like, now the time is like, I'm like, okay, so he should probably be here like around 5:15, 5:20, 5:30 tops. So now I was all cool. I was chilling until like 5:35, 5:40 came and there was still nothing from him. So I'm like, he should have been back by now. So Secaucus is not that far. Like, so I hit him up like, hey, are you close by? So sometimes with his phone, it would say, because he had an iPhone as well, it will either say delivered or it wouldn't say delivered. So I'm like, okay, because, when you drive, sometimes your service can be in and out. So I'm like, okay, cool. It didn't say delivered when I said, are you on your way? So I'm like, okay, it must be a service thing. So I gave it like 5 more minutes, 10 more minutes. So now it's going on 5:50. So now I call, it goes straight to voicemail. So I'm like, okay. So something God told me, y'all, to just check his social media, because I had him on Instagram and Facebook. Something was like, God was like, check his social media. Just check it. So I go to his social media, nowhere to be found. And that's when I'm like, yo, he blocked me. I could laugh about this now. He blocked me. He blocked me on Instagram and Facebook. So I'm like, huh? Like, I was so confused. And I knew I was blocked because when we was on the phone, he would tell me how quickly he would block people. So I knew it was a block. I knew it wasn't no deactivation. So I hit my cousin up like, yo, I can't make this up. Like, go to this page and you'll see that he blocked me. So she was like, yeah, his page is up and running. It's fine. I'm like, yo, he really blocked me because of a date. Like, even when you do know everything, like, yo, I'm blocked, the phone going straight to voicemail. I'm like, it's something in you that's still like kind of in denial. Like, you still like, what's going on? Because this makes no sense. Like, so anywho, I think I called him. I know I called him before I found out I was blocked. I think I called like 2 times before I found out I was blocked. And then when I saw my message did go through, like my text message did go through, it did go through delivered. So I saw he didn't block my number. So I was just like, so I just blocked him and called it a day, y'all. And I remember I hit my cousin up and I hit up one of my guy friends and I was just like, they are so weird. Like, these guys are so weird. Like, it was the most weirdest thing I could have ever went through. Like, it was. So when females be like they're tired of dating, they're over it, they don't even want a man even hitting them up, you got to understand where it comes from. Like, a lot of these females, people might portray them as bitter or angry woman without even realizing everything that a lot of us women go through when we are dating. And you would think dating would be way easier than what it should be, but it is really hard for a lot of females. Like, and I'm not going to say it's not hard for men. I'm not going to say that because I have a few guy friends who be going through it, but I'm a female and I know what we go through, especially with us females, again, who really be minding our own business. Minding our own business. And I really think some people will come into your life. Like, I don't know why he honestly hit me up. I don't know why. I don't get it. I don't know if it was some kind of like, he had a wife, or he didn't want to do it, or if it was some kind of like prank. I have a few ideas in mind, but either way, it's irrelevant, honestly. But it was just like, it was so stupid. It was so stupid. But I don't know if it was like he wanted to just come around just to try to like tear me down and really make me feel like terrible about myself. Because let me tell you something, like, it's not even only about looks. You could be like, oh, I'm a pretty girl and people try to humble me. Yes, that's one thing, but it can also be about your confidence and how much you love yourself. If you are confident, if you love yourself, if you have a good head on your shoulders, some people might just want to come around just to break that down and tear that down, you know? So I don't know if that's the reason why he came around, was to like try to humble me, but it ain't no humbling me. It ain't no humbling me. Like, it's really not. I just take it as God protected me. God, because I already saw the red flags, right? And I was still going to give a first date a chance. But I know that God was like, you're too good for this. I'm going to show you his true colors without you even meeting him. I am extremely grateful. I am so happy that happened, because a lot of us females can give the benefit of the doubt. We can try to still see the good in people. And sometimes those red flags just got to be those red flags and you leave it where it's at. Or don't be so hard on yourself when something doesn't work out, because it's literally protection. As soon as that happened, I was like, that was protection. It was protection, like undeniable protection, because again, I already had a lot of, like, I was already thinking like this, I don't know how this is going to go. Like we bonding, it sounds good, but the things that he's telling me just doesn't really sit right with me. The moral of the story is, when people do things to you, yes, I know it could suck at the moment. Honestly, the only thing I was really mad about was that I wasted my time. But other than that, I didn't really care. Like, I just hate getting my time wasted. Other than that, life goes on. Another thing I want y'all to understand is that you can't get so easily attached to anyone. You have to look at dating and at life that all of this is temporary. I know it hurts. I know that things are frustrating. I know that things are bothersome, but you just have to look at it as if it's just an experience. It's a part of your experience. It's way more easy for me to detach now, like way more easy. And this is coming from someone who has dealt with abandonment issues. I definitely dealt with, and I still deal with a little bit of abandonment issues. When I am used to a person, I like the routine. I like feeling like no one is leaving me. That's just how I am, you know? But I had to realize is that people could leave you. You could leave them. Even with, everything is always changing. Nothing will ever always be the same. All you could do is enjoy the journey. Enjoy the journey. Yes, it's going to suck at times. It's going to hurt. Are you going to cry? Are you going to be depressed? Are you going to be worried, anxious, angry? Yes, absolutely. We're humans. All we can do is our best with what we have right now and the people that we have right now. It's some people that's going to be in your life until your last breath. Or it's some people that literally come into your life to make you a better person or help you learn something or help you get an opportunity or help you learn more about yourself or, whatever. But then it's like their time has their time has come to an end, and now it's time for them to transition into the next part of their lives. And now you transition to the next part of your life. Literally, life is like a book. Like you close a chapter and you move on to the next chapter. You close, move on. And that's just how I look at life at this point. With that lesson that I've learned from that whole situation with that boy, like, I've learned it's okay to feel a way about something, but when God is protecting you, take the protection and move on. And I took the protection and I moved on. All right. I also learned that when someone has these red flags that really don't sit too good with you at all, you can like think of like Pop the Balloon. You could like literally be like, I'm sorry, but Pop. And I think that's something that I really have to work on is popping balloons. I know some females can really get hurt behind how one guy has been moving, like literally one guy. And my thing is like, people are very intentional for the most part. People know what they want. And if someone is acting weird and acting funny and acting like you are replaceable, then be just that. Move on and take your talent somewhere else. A lot of us get way too caught up on one person when it is a bunch of people in this world who will make you feel amazing, who will treat you like the queen that you are. So do not get so caught up on that one guy who barely do anything or barely make you feel good about yourself or is leading you on or want to have you as a what's that called? As a placeholder. Like, don't get so caught up on that. Oh my God, why did he not buy me a gift? Why did he not do this? Why did he not do that? It's because he simply don't want to. All right. And I know it's a tough pill to swallow, but stop trying to be on the phone with your friends for 3 hours asking why he didn't get you a gift for Valentine's Day. All right. Like, he just did not want to. So I think a lot of us put a lot of our eggs in one basket with one person when it is someone out there who will really value you for the woman that you are. Take your value somewhere else, and I promise you it will be okay. Like, I think a lot of us feel like this is the only person that get me. This is the only person that know me. This is the only person I could click with. This is the only person. Like, but my thing, I believe in meeting your person. I do believe in that. But I also believe in your person will not have you questioning your position within their lives. If you got to question your position within someone's life, that's not your person. Okay, so take the hint. I'm sorry, but take the hint. Realize he's not for you and move accordingly, move on. And I think some of us think too, like, well, I don't look good enough. I'm not pretty enough. I'm not skinny enough. I don't have the best situation. So let me just settle for someone who treats me like shit because I feel like shit. So that's a self-esteem thing. You need to work on your self-esteem, work on loving yourself more so that you don't feel like you got to deal with someone who treat you like shit just because you feel like shit. Okay, the better you feel about yourself, the better you will require. That's why I'm going to always preach self-love, self-care, all that to you, because it goes into literally every aspect in your life. It goes into your dating, it goes into your money, it goes into your friendships, it goes into everything. So the more you love yourself, the more you require better out of everything in this life, especially in dating. I've been talking to a few loved ones about, and I'm going to make a whole separate video about this, but before I close this video out, I'm going to talk about motivation and inspiration. If you've been feeling like you have not been feeling inspired or motivated to do things, remember what you're doing it for. What helps me keep going, y'all, even when I get hurt, even when I want to give up, trust me, it's detachment, but it's also remembering my pain. When I remember my pain, when I remember who hurt me, when I remember who do me wrong, when I remember things that have just been fucked up, it helps me keep going, because there's no way I went through all these things to not come out on top. No way. I believe that all the pain or the good times, whatever is needed to build your character and to build you into the woman that you are meant to become. So do not let that pain be in vain. Remember what you're doing it for. Whoever hurt you, whoever broke your heart, whoever betrayed you, whatever didn't work out, whoever rejected you, that job rejected you, that opportunity rejected you, whatever, keep going. Remember the pain. Let the pain fuel you. That's why I say turn your pain into power. Turn your pain into power. My pain keeps me going, and it's gonna always keep me going because I'm remembering what I'm doing it for. Anyways, I gotta go. My phone dying. My phone is dying, but I love y'all. I hope y'all love this girl chat. And yeah, be safe, be well. Have a great Sunday ahead. Love you so much. Thank you for watching and have a beautiful week ahead. Bye.